Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is my second time attempting to record this video. If you follow me on Twitter or anything else, or if you've seen any of my live streams on YOUNOW or TikTok, you know that something is wrong with my camera. What was wrong with it was it had like green and purple lines constantly horizontally on the screen, like moving upward, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of them. I went through and tried to film it anyway and put it on my computer and messed with some settings and nothing helped. So thankfully, I have a friend who lent me a camera, and it's the exact same camera that I have, so I am using that in the meantime. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I love you. Anyway, today's video is going to be a spooky story time about one of my spooky experiences. I know I've done one other story time video about my embarrassing moments, so I figured with it being Halloween, it'd be a perfect time to talk about that now. And I'm actually kind of nervous to talk about it because I don't really like to talk about my scary experiences, but I figured now is a good time. Why not? It's been a long time since they've happened, and it's Halloween, so let's talk about it. So basically, my story is about sleep paralysis. Yeah, I experienced sleep paralysis one time my entire life, out of my whole life, and I was in middle school, and it was the most terrifying thing of my life. I will never ever forget it. For those of you who don't know what sleep paralysis is a state during waking up or falling asleep in which a person is aware but unable to move or speak. During an episode, one may hallucinate, hear, feel, or see things that are not there, which often results in fear. Episodes generally last less than a couple of minutes. It may occur as a single episode or be reoccurring. Thank God for me, it was one episode and one episode only. I do get scared every now and then. I'll think about it. What if this happens tonight again? But I really don't think it'll ever happen again, because when it did happen to me, I'm pretty sure the apartment I was living in was haunted. But we'll get to that. But another thing that's really interesting about sleep paralysis is a lot of people who have experienced it have what they call a sleep paralysis demon that they see during their sleep paralysis episode. I don't know if everybody has like the same demon, or if some people see the same one. From other people who I've heard like experience it, some people have similar stories, and then mostly everybody has a different story. So I don't think everybody experiences like the same kind of demon like you would with like a Ouija board, like with Zozo or something. But it is really scary. So let's get into the details and the story. Basically, I was in middle school. I was about in 7th grade when this happened, and it was me and my brother and sisters and my mom. I have 3 siblings and my mom, and we were all living in an apartment together, and I shared a room with my younger sister. I'm the oldest, and then my youngest sister and brother also shared a room together, which was directly across the hall. It was a really small apartment, but it was like a good size for, you know, a family of 5. But anyway, we always slept with our door open. This is not the night I had sleep paralysis, by the way, but this was something that led me to believe that my apartment was haunted. First off, I was constantly having nightmares for months, and with no explanation. I didn't tell any of my siblings about it. I didn't tell my mom about it, but I was just having nightmares non-stop and bad dreams non-stop. It didn't help that my apartment like would weird me out, and I would just kind of like not think anything of it. I didn't like fully accept or think that the apartment was haunted. I still don't even know, but every time I think back, I'm like, dude, some weird things happened, and it just didn't seem right. You know what I mean? For example, one time my sister told me that she woke up in the middle of the night to hear it like banging in the kitchen. All the lights were off, and we all slept with our doors open, so you could see if there was any lights on in any of the other rooms in the house, and there weren't. She said all the lights were off, but she could hear the silverware in the kitchen like rustling around in the drawers. And she called out for like my brother or sister, and nobody answered her, and she just went back to sleep. I've never heard anything like that, but I did hear something. And then a few weeks later, I woke up in the middle of the night from a bad dream, of course. And of course we sleep with our door open, all the lights were off, and I'm just laying there in bed, you know, just awake. I don't feel nervous or anything. It's dead silent. No AC is running, no fan, no music, nothing. I just hear like how you would think a child's feet sound dragging their feet on the carpet. That's what I heard in my hallway directly outside my door, and it wasn't pitch black, so I could still see in the hallway. I could see into the bathroom, I could see into my brother and sister's room, and there was no one there. I immediately started crying. Finally I got the courage to go up into my sister's bed. We had a bunk bed. I climbed up into the top bunk and slept with her for the rest of the night. And I talked about it with her the next morning. She just kind of listened and just took it in and didn't really react to it. I think she did bring up the silverware story again, but like we just kind of let it go after that. I'm pretty sure like a week or two later is when the sleep paralysis thing happened, because those things all happened definitely before, you know, this. So one night I just go to bed like normal. For some reason I wake up and like I know I'm still sleeping because I know I'm in my dream, but I wake up and I can see that like I'm in my room. I'm laying in bed on my back and I can't move, but I'm looking around and I'm in my room, and like the hallway, the lights in my room are off, but the bathroom light in the hallway is on, so it's still kind of lit up a little bit. I'm just laying there and I'm just stuck. I can't move. I'm trying to speak and I can't speak. I know I'm dreaming. Like I'm laying there and I physically know that I am dreaming. I'm like, this is so weird. Like I can feel my body like struggling and getting tense, like trying to move, but I know I'm sleeping. I'm very self-aware when I'm dreaming. Like I can't control my dreams, but I always know when I'm dreaming in a dream. It's just something that I've always been able to do, but I've never been able to control them. One day maybe I'll get there, but we're not there yet. I'm laying there, I'm still looking around, nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden I look into my door. So my bedroom, you know, think of a square. So here's my bedroom, right? A square. My door is in the bottom right corner of my bedroom and my bed is in the top left corner of my bedroom. And all of a sudden I look in my doorway, my door is open, the hallway's lit up, you know, and there's a little boy standing there. Like maybe he's like 3 or 4 years old, maybe, yeah, 3 or 4 years old, a little boy standing in my doorway, and he is wearing like blue long john or footed like printed pajamas, like dark blue pajamas with like green and red like pattern of something on there, maybe like spaceships and rockets, I don't know. I remember exactly what he looked like, I remember exactly what he was wearing, and he's just standing there. But what was really freaky about him, I had never seen him before. I had no idea. He didn't look like anybody I knew, but he was just standing there, and he also had like either a toy or a blanket in his hand, I don't remember. But oh, it's making me like want to cry just thinking about it, or like talking about it out loud. I don't like to talk about it out loud. It just makes me so nervous. My hands are literally sweating just like thinking of saying it out loud. It might not sound scary to you, but like for me, I'm just, so horrifying. Like I feel like crying talking about it. Oh, he also had short brown hair. Something in particular about him though was that he had big black holes for eyes. He had a very blank expression on his face, no eyebrows, just big black holes for eyes, no expression. His jaw just drops and his mouth gets really, really big, and it's like another big black hole, right? And he starts screaming this like really high-pitched scream, and I'm just watching, and I try like moving to like get up and run away, and I can't move. I'm literally, I can feel myself in my sleep jerking myself. Like I could physically feel my real body trying to move. And then he slowly like lifts up one of his hands and starts pointing at me while he's shrieking, and then just in slow motion starts walking towards me. Whew. Oh, okay, and by this point I just start like freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm trying to scream and nothing's coming out of my mouth. I can literally feel myself squeezing my eyes trying to open them, but I could see everything that was going on, but I could feel my eyes like in my real body like trying to open, and he's getting closer and closer, still pointing at me with these big black holes. And he gets about to halfway to my bed, about to the middle of my room, and I finally just wake up. I'm laying there and my eyes just open so calmly, and everything's just so calm. I'm laying there, I'm in a cold sweat, like my whole body is sweating. Everything's normal. My room's pitch black, nothing's there. It's like I wasn't even in the same spot. It's like I just like teleported somewhere, you know? It was completely crazy. So when I finally realized like, okay, I'm actually awake now, I laid there and just cried. I was just like I couldn't take my eyes off of my bedroom door, and I finally built up the courage to like sprint up to on top to my sister's bed. Of course she didn't really stay awake. I woke her up and tried to get her to stay awake with me for a little bit, and I just ended up falling asleep with her. I mean, I stayed awake for a little while after that, but I just ended up falling asleep with her. Wow, yeah, that was my sleep paralysis dream. I didn't really tell her what happened when I woke her up. I didn't tell her about it the next morning. I didn't tell any of my friends. I literally, it horrified me so much, I didn't tell anyone about it for years. And then I heard somebody talking about what sleep paralysis was, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds like what happened to me when I had that really bad dream. I've only ever experienced a dream like that, like that one single time. So I really, really pray to the big man up there that that never happens to me again. I never want to experience it again. I don't know what it means or anything, but like after hearing like somebody talk about sleep paralysis, I kind of put together like that was sleep paralysis. That's my sleep paralysis story. It was kind of all over the place. It's not very long, but I figured it was a really scary story and something really horrifying that I went through and experienced. So I figured it'd be good to share for a Halloween spooky scary story time. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced anything like that. If you guys, I would love to know if you guys have had any kind of sleep paralysis moments similar to mine, or if you've seen a little boy when you've experienced like that who sounds similar to what I described. If you know possibly like what that could be, let me know in the comments, or if you have any idea what I might have experienced if it wasn't sleep paralysis, please let me know in the comments. I would also love to hear your stories about what you experienced and how often you do, or like what triggers it. But I don't know, it was absolutely horrifying. I hope I never have to go through it again. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was a good little scary story time for you. Hit that like button if you like this video, and turn my post notifications on so you know when I post. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and don't forget I stream weekly on YOUNOW and TikTok. And yeah, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.